Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with Nearly a Grand by rockratzero. This is Sudoku adventure number 999. Tomorrow is the 1000th Sudoku adventure. And so Rockrat has made a special puzzle to celebrate that. I have been told that this is on the line in terms of Sudoku adventure difficulty. So expect a bit of a more difficult puzzle today. You can always come back to my video if you need help. All right, well, let's go over the rules. We have normal 6x6 Sudoku rules. So in each row, each column, and each 2x3 box, we are placing the digits 1 to 6 exactly once each. We also have thermometers in the grid. That's these bulbs with lines coming out of them. So the bulb, the circle, has the lowest digit on the thermometer, and then it increases from there, strictly increasing. So if this was, say, a 3, this has to be bigger than 3. It could be a 4, could be a 5. Now this has to be bigger than this one, so it'd have to be a 6. So 3, 5, 6 is one way to fill this. All right, we also have Renban lines. So this clump here are all separate lines. Now on the line, we need to put a consecutive set of digits in any order. So think about so this is 5 digits here. So think about 5 consecutive digits, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can do any order though, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What we couldn't do is, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. This would violate it because that's not a consecutive run of digits. The 6 has nothing. It can't join the clump, right? But we could do, say, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, for example. All right. And finally, we have these quadruples. That's these circles that touch 4 cells each. And the numbers in the circle tell us that those digits must appear at least once each within those 4 cells. So I could do, for example, 3, 4, 6, like this. And this could be anything, like a 5. And that fulfills it. What I can't do is like 3, 4, 1, 5, because now there is no 6 surrounding the quadruple, and that breaks it. That is not allowed. All right, and that's it. Those are the rules. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself. And I'm going to get started right now. All right, how shall we get started? I feel like there's a few things to think about. I think the first thing is these 9s here. They are 5-cell Renbans. So the way that I like to think about this is there's 6 total digits, and we're using 5 of them in a run. So that means we're missing exactly 1 digit. Now, the digit we're missing has to be coming from the ends of a 1 to 6. So the only digits we can be missing are the 1 or the 6 from each of these guys. They have every other digit, the 2, 3, 4, and 5. So what can we do with that information, I guess, is the first question. So that means that one of these two is the 1 or the 6 that is missing from... Yeah, so, okay, these 2 cells are this, whatever this digit is, plus the 1, 6 that isn't present on the Renban. Now, can we say... Yeah, and so this digit could be the other 1, 6, but that'll make that 1, 6 pair, and that would be fine, but... That seems to be what's going on there. So over here, we don't really have the same thing going on, but over here we do. Whatever this digit is goes over here, along with the 1, 6 that isn't on this guy. So how would we want to... I don't think we can quite use that yet. All right, so the next thing I want to think about are these thermos and how they might interact with these quads. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pencil this thermo. Now, what do I mean by penciling it? Well, the minimum value for this bulb is a 1. And that means the minimum value for the guy a step up next to it has to be a 2. And then the minimum here is a 3. And the minimum here is a 4. But this has a maximum, right? This is maximum 6. We can go 5, 6. And so now this has a maximum of 5 because it has to be at least 1 less than our maximum of 6 there. So this goes 4, 5. So we say this has 2 degrees of freedom because it can be the lowest digit or 2 more digits above it, at least from the start. So if we look at this 3, 4, 6, that could be fully done. Well, I mean, these 2 could be from the 3, 4, 6. So that doesn't help us immediately. It does tell us that these can't be 3, 4, or 6 at all. So that means this cannot end in 6. It's actually maximum 5. So we're actually still 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5 here because it can't reach 6. Because the 6 is over here in the box. All right. What about over here? I don't really know much about that. How about up here? So the 6 is definitely over. No, sorry. What am I saying? 1, 4, and 5 over here. So these can't be 1, 4, 5. So I'm going to actually mark that these are from 2, 3, 6. Now this can't be a 2. If it was a 3, we'd go 3, 2, 1. And then this would be a 4, 5 pair, and this would be a 6. But I don't see any specific reason that would be broken. Over here, yeah, so this can't be 3 or 4. Oh, of course. Yes, we have this quad here. Not only can this not be 6, it can't be 3 or 4. So its only value is a 5. So that removes 5 from both of these. Now removing the biggest digit from here means that we cascade down, remove the 4 from here, remove the 3 from here. Because, for example, a 3 here would force a 4 here, which then now this couldn't be a 5. This does not cascade down, though. This was the biggest. It would cascade up, but there's nothing to cascade into. And so now this is a 1 or a 2. Can't be the 3, 4, or 6, and it can't be the 5. What can I do with this information? So where is 6 in this column? The 6 has to be up here. So that is the digit. That is either this digit or it's the digit missing from this run band. I can't make that determination yet, actually. So the only way a 6 goes on here is if the 6 is here, but that's kind of just what Sudoku's telling us. All right. So we got to think about this a little bit harder. So this 1, 4, 5, I'm going to pencil over here that these have to be from 2, 3, 6, just in case that helps us. If we recall, there's a 1 or a 6 definitely over here, but not both. Not both. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's might as well pencil that while we're here. What are we doing with this 1, 4, 5? Okay, so this needs a 2 and a 4 still. That seems like it doesn't really restrict us. So 1, 4, and 5 over here. Oh, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4 quad. Where do the 5 and 6 go in this box? They go here. So now we know this isn't the 6 because of the 5, 6 pair. In fact, the 6 in this box is placed right there. So this is the other digit that goes over here. It is not the 6. So we know this doesn't have a 6 on it. So it's 1 through 5. We already know these are 1, 2, 3, 4. But these are 1 through 5. Yeah, I guess that doesn't really help too much. But we do need a 1 on here. So there's no 1 over here. Can I do anything with that? It means 1 is here or here. Huh. Right. What about this Ranban? Is there some geometric proof that would be helpful here? This digit goes here. What else do we know? Is it this digit or this digit? What are we doing with this? There's a 1 or a 6 over here, plus whatever this digit is. I'm missing something. Okay, these are from 1, 2, 3, 4 because of the 5, 6 pair. Might as well mark that. This 5 looks up, so 5's over here. Yeah, we know that for the column as well. Not sure any of that tells me much. This is 1 through 5. Whatever this is goes over here, so doesn't help either. I'm not seeing like a way that coloring would help us at the moment. I guess something interesting to point out is that if this was a 5, it has to go here. And so a 5 here means that this is a 6, and so then this would be a 6. So we're either 5, 6 like this or 5, 6 like this. We can't be diagonal. These 5s and 6s are linked. Well, not necessarily, actually, because if this was a 5, sorry, this being a 5 puts a 5 here, makes that a 6, put a 6 there. But 5 here does not force this to not be a 6. That's too many knots. A 5 here could have a 6 here or here. So I guess what I said wasn't quite accurate. But a 5 here forces a 6 here, is what I'm trying to say. But I don't see what to do with that. A 6 here means this can't be 1. So a 6 here would be a 2. So we go 5. If this was a 5, we go 5, 6, 1. And then this would have to be a 1, actually, because there's nowhere else to put 1 in the column. Looking ahead a bit, but they would put a 1 here as well. So actually, if this is a 5, this is forced to be 1, 6, and this would be 1, 5, 6. If there's any reason, and this would be 2, is there any reason that that's a problem? The other option is 5 being here, but... Oh, you know what? I think this is always 1 then. This is always 1. I don't know if this is a good step or not, but I'm seeing it. So we're thinking about where the 6 goes in this column here, either here or here. If the 6 is here, then this ren band can't have a 1 on it. So where does 1 go in the column? It goes here. So a 6 here forces a 1 here. Now a 6 here forces this to be 3, and then it goes 2, 1. So this is always our 1, no matter what. Wherever this 6 goes, it forces a 1 here. Does that actually help anything is kind of the next question. Can I get anything else out of that? So we know if this is a 6, this is a 2. If this is a 6, that makes this 3, 2. So 2 is definitely in at least here or here. So this can't be a 2. And this can't be a 2, I suppose. That's a bit... that's a lot to eliminate, too, from places that doesn't do a whole lot. But let me just explain that. I don't know how I would use it, but let me just explain it again in case you didn't catch that. If this is a 6, we can't put a 1 on this ren band, so that forces this to be a 2. Otherwise, this is a 6, which forces this to be 3 and 2. And so we know that at least one of these two cells will end up at 2 based on where this 6 goes. And so that means that anything these two see, which is these two cells here, cannot be at 2. But I don't know what to do with that information. 5's up here, 6 is down here. I need to put a 1 somewhere in this box. Oh, this can't have the... Oh, okay. Yeah, remember I said that this digit goes over here along with the 1 or the 6 that's not on here. But this can't be a 1 anymore. So like the 1 or the 6 that's not on this ren band has to be in this box somewhere. It goes over here. But it's not the 1 because the 1's up here. And so we have to put the 6 over here. We actually have to place the 6 right here. And so that does a whole lot. These aren't 6, but also now that there's a 6 on this ren band, this can't be 6. So that forces this to be 3, 2, and this is 6. And this can't be at 1 because 6 is... We can't do 1 and 6 on the same 5-cell ren band. So that makes that a 2. So we can clean this up quite a bit. This can only be 4 now, and this is where the 5 goes in the row. These cannot be 4. 1, 3 pair tells us this is 4. All right, this is a 1, 2, 3 triple. This can't be 2. And this is a 4, 5 pair. All right, everything's working out. 1, 3 pair means that's a 2. What can I do here? This is a 1, 2, 3 triple. So these have to be from 4, 5, 6. And we know that one's not a 6. And we know this one's not 5 because it would put a 6 here, and 6 is already in the column. So it has to be the 4. And that makes this have to be the 5. So this is 6, 5, and 6. This is where the 1 goes. 2, 3 pair tells us that's 4, or just 4 for the row. All right. What is next? Probably something to do with these ren bands. So 6 is on the ren band, so this can't actually be 1. So this is 3 and this is 1. That gives us the 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. This is the other 4, 5 on the Renban, or the column. So what do we need here? I think the 3 should, no, not the 3. What is placeable in here? The 1 should be placeable. No, it's not. Okay, well, let me just pencil this then. This Renban needs to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 5 goes over here. All right, that's 4, that's 5. We get the 3, 4, 1, and 2. We get the 1 and the 3, and we're done. All right, I don't know if there was an easier way to think about that, but that was pretty neat the way that I found it at the very least. So the first thing was wherever the 6 goes, this has to be a 1. And now that this is a 1, we can't put a 1 down here. And then I think that did it. It means that it had to have a 6, and so the 6 was here. So you needed those insights to kind of compound on each other. Well, I can see why this was on the upper end of difficulty. I will say that I warned you. So anyway, cool puzzle, Rock Rat. I enjoyed that, and look forward to tomorrow for the 1000 celebration. Cool. Well, let me know how you did, and if you enjoyed this, why don't leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.